Hey guys, so we got the new power sleeve printed up. It's a little bit deeper and I think it's going to solve all of our problems, so let's go ahead and get it put together. I think I'm also going to shorten up some of these leads while we're in here. I think that'll help give us more room to work with. I was going to try last night and kind of like how we had talked about that recessed area to put those nuts in for the 6 screws on the XT60s, but I did not. And really, those screws have a pretty good fit in there, so I'm not super worried about it. And I think another problem too is this, how much heat shrink I put on there, because this silicone wire is extremely flexible, but it once it gets to the heat shrink, it stiffens up quite a bit, so it might have been a whoopsie. And these little C14 connectors are a pain to get out too. I tried to, when I was test fitting this, I damn near ruined one of them just trying to get it out without. I'm almost impressed that the wire was able to, I don't know if maybe it was just pressing on it just right, or there's those little tabs on the side that you gotta try and push harder. What do I have? There we go. This side's even harder because you have that lip, so you don't have a good clean shot at getting that lip pushed in. I'm not super worried about the case, but I don't want to damage the actual receptacle. I do have a spare, but I'd have to recut and crimp everything then. There we go. Like butter. Yeesh. See, now that's a little. Yeah, good as new. So I think even just halving that would make a pretty. So we do have a good bit of extra depth there. It's hard to say how much we should cut that back. that much. Pull these out, it'll be easier to crimp those new ones on without them being in here. Good fit. Good fit. Yeah, I got, last night I did print up that little stand and I don't know, duct or bezel, I don't know, or whatever you want to call that. So, fume cone fan thing. And I'm pretty impressed to say that it completely ruins the fan. Like no matter what direction, it just kind of I don't know, has something to do with the airflow characteristics, and I think it's pushing too much air into it, and then it almost is like trying to bounce back out. Because like if the airflow is going this way, it feels like air is coming out in all directions, like at a pretty steep angle. And it almost seemed like there was a little bit of suction on the backside. So I don't know. I figured once I can actually get it up and running, I'll actually try soldering with it, and you'll be able to see what the smoke is doing rather than just kind of sitting there feeling the air. But I mean, the stand worked well. It bolted up just fine, so that was cool. But other than that, not much of anything. I know projects like this are kind of like, it's the unnecessary, like they're fun, they're cool, it's unnecessary, but it's one of those things like, last night put this together, found out that there was a little bit of a size problem, and while I slept, that machine over there just made a new housing. Like, been 3D printing for a couple of years now, and it still catches me off guard sometimes where it's just like, how are more people not just I don't know, not enamored, but pretty darn nifty. I'm excited about that Voron, I think almost most just for the ABS capabilities, like to be able to print some pieces that are a little bit more usable and durable in real life. Oof. Don't look at that one. I know back when I worked in a shop, we had like crimp-on connectors, but they crimped on so nice, and then there was like a little bit of a heat shrink like seal built into them. I don't know. I'm sure they were not on the cheap end, so I'd probably pass on them anyway. But man, were they nice! Like they crimped on well, and then they just looked nice. And like we were talking yesterday, there's a good chance I'm crimping these on wrong. Maybe I don't know. But it's that hard plastic shell that I just not a fan of. Not a fan. I don't know if I want to shorten these ones. It's a stiffer wire. Survey says no on those ones. Survey being that I don't want to keep them there for a while. I'm still pretty impressed. Like, there was no test fitting to those. Those worked since the first one, which I'd be pretty happy with that. Just getting these started too, definitely not snugging them up with it. Like I said yesterday, most times when I bring out an impact, I'm like, this is going to be a problem. You're going to regret getting this. Gets them nice and hot too, though. It's almost, I feel like there's almost a little bit of a, not a heat insert, but running them in with that, it definitely heats that screw up going through that plastic. These screws are slightly oversized too on the heads. Admittedly, I only found M4 hardware, which I know it needs M3. It's not bad. It's not like it's super protruding or anything like that, but striving for it to be better. I'm almost thinking about doing it that way right now. I'm gonna do it. Oh, I did it. Put it in upside down just to hide that little nick on the bottom. Shameless. Maybe we do need to shorten those because now there's enough resistance. Let's see. It's definitely a little harder to work with them being shortened like this, though. Just in terms of having room to move things around. But Save the best two for last. Let's see if we can't get my pick back and head out of there. No. Oh, let's just tighten it down while it's in there. I was going to try and get them both in first, but. Trying to keep my head out of the way, but that sure is hard. So, like 2 days ago, just totally pulled something in my lower back too, and so like the first day and a half I could barely move, and now it's like I'm like still relying on leaning on the desk to not be randomly falling over out of nowhere. All right, so. Now we got to do this fight again. Grab my trusty dusty pry bar. So again, this side is pretty tight just because of that terminal bar. Let's see if I can. So yeah, you can see there's trying to get that tab in between the end of the terminal bar and the metal. Not much room, whereas on this side, you know, there's nothing there. So bear with me while I struggle with this for a minute. Ah, that was actually a lot better than I thought. And, oh, look at that. Actually a pretty good fit. Nothing, dare I say that was too easy. Get that going. Let's see, actually, real quick. Ooh, the light turns on. That's always exciting. Check these real quick just to make sure. Before I go plug anything into them and. Oh no. Okay, I was gonna say batteries were fine last night. You're gonna tell me they die in one night? 24. 24. And 24. Good job, team. Good job. Not going to plug anything expensive into it, but I'm not interested in replacing things just for the sake of replacing things. So, oh, speaking of replacing things, it's heating up. So we'll have our fan going here. Look at that. Yeah, it doesn't really seem like it's blowing out at either side now. I don't know. We'll see here in a second. Oh man, I'm gonna do some stretches. So I do have a longer cable that we'll solder here. That'll kind of be our test piece. Let me grab something real quick. slightly different XT connector than yesterday. This one has a little bit of a, or not a little bit of a, it's got a little cover that slides on it, since I wanted to keep those leads nice and short. Grab some solder. This actually, all right, let's see if we can see what's going on here. Too much, not enough, too much, not enough. And focus. Actually, I'm gonna cheat again. There we go. Oh, there's too much crap in the way now. Perfect. It's actually kind of hard to tell. And it wasn't up in my face, so that's kind of cool. I don't think that was a very good connection though. Ooh. Need to actually get the connector hotter. I tried going underneath it to warm it up. There you go. 30 minutes later. Yeah, the smoke's definitely going away, so. I'm trying to watch it and solder at the same time. But I'm not good enough at soldering to do that. hurry up and put a cap on it before anybody can look at it for too long. Like you can't just pause the video. That's besides the point. Get on there. Nice. Nice. So now we should be able to ditch the small cord. There you go. Have a nice, a little bit longer one with a little bit more reach. So now we can kind of, once we have a desk that's not full of crap, have everything a little bit more out of the way. Let's see here. Oh yeah, it's. I think that's the way right there. I think that's doing a better job of actually sucking it up. What if, hypothetically, what if I wasn't a 30-year-old stuck in a 65-year-old's body? No. What if? When you want smoke is when you don't get any smoke. You know? It's just, yeah, it's just kind of blowing things everywhere. Well, I mean, it wasn't in my face, so maybe we'll come back and revisit that. But anyway, that's not the point. That's not what we're here for. We're here for this little gem, and I'd like to say it works. And I think it works pretty darn good. So, thanks again. See you guys later.